For my outside reading book, I read the book Winesburg, Ohio, written by Sherwood Anderson. So, the book Winesburg, Ohio is a collection of short stories which talks about pretty sad, and depressing topics, which all can relate to people who have had failed relationships, marriages, and past love lives. So, it changes from different characters from the town of Winesburg, Ohio, and they recollect and sometimes even reminisce of the relationships they had. So generally, they'll just talk about it, talk about what happened, personal experiences with that, good experiences, bad experiences, just all sorts of, talking of failed relationships from the past. The author's main focus of the short stories, as you can see, is a pattern with all short stories. It's about failed marriages, failed loves. It shows that no matter what you do, you cannot escape loneliness. Loneliness is just an essential part of life, and no matter how hard you try, you're gonna always run into it, if you will. So the author is just trying to get that across, and you can see that because all these characters had been lonely in many times of their lives because of the past relationships that were unsuccessful. What I found the most interesting of the book was how, before I even started reading the book, I read the foreword, and the author talked about how he had written a book, but it never got published, and they started speaking individually about the characters that were in the book. And basically, what he did with those characters is he combined those characters and mixed it into Winesburg, Ohio, which of course got published. And you can immediately tell because the characteristics match what he said in the foreword. So it's kind of cool to have like two mixes of a book in one, if you will, because I never really have read a book where it's been like that, unless it's a sequel to a different book, but that's a whole different story. Who will I recommend this to? I recommend this to anyone who likes a book that keeps on rolling, which never stops, because it's short stories. After one story, the topic completely changes to somebody else who lives in the town. So someone who doesn't mind, keep moving on. I think they'll enjoy it. People who are in or out of relationships who are interested in that stuff, I think they'd enjoy it as well. People who don't like depressing books, I don't recommend this to them because there are a lot of sad moments, sad stories that these people speak about, and I think for me this book was pretty easy to get through. A little bit lengthy, but not so much, and the way that it rolled, like the short stories, I really like that because you never really get bored. There's always something new, and it's like random, like things you'll never expect. So I think overall it'll be a good read for someone. I don't think people can get bored with it, and it's just a pretty interesting book. Like I said, the author mixed two books into one, in a sense. So that's pretty interesting to see, and it's interesting just to see everyone's story. So I recommend that students in the class read Winesburg, Ohio, written by Sherwood Anderson. Thank you.